Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? It's your girl Nique, and you're tuned in to Nique at Night. And tonight we're going to be talking about how this Houston woman was killed by her boyfriend after she revealed that she was pregnant via ultrasound. Now, this sparked up a little debate in my comments on Instagram, and a lot of people felt two different ways about it. And I'm going to share with you what they were saying after I played the clip.
Spoke with Kavana Smith's family, who says she had her own apartment, her own job, and a huge support system. She was fine raising that child on her own, even though he was unhappy. They're trying to understand how a pregnancy would turn into a murder. 25-year-old Kavana Smith shot to death and left on the side of the road. Her family now fighting for her killer to be put behind bars.
He shot her like she was a dog. And I wouldn't even do that to a dog.
Brittany Wilson exclusively speaking with ABC 13 News, telling us she went with her sister for an ultrasound on October 5th after finding out she was pregnant, the day before she was murdered. Smith was nervous, but excited.
We were happy. We were happy to be there.
Wilson says her sister told the man she was dating, Kwame Boyd, he didn't take the news lightly.
He did not want the pregnancy. He didn't want any more children.
Smith.
Okay. So as you see there, I'm going to play a little bit more, but the woman says he didn't want any children and he didn't want her to be pregnant. Now, I'm going to play some more.
To see Boyd to get money he owed her. Her text reveals she feared something could happen.
And she said, I'm going to get my money. If anything happens to me, this is where I'm at.
That same night, one of their other sisters received a chilling screenshot from Smith's best friend. The text sent from Smith, timestamped at 6:45 p.m., say, I've been kidnapped. I'm in the back of Kwan's truck. They called 911. According to court records, while police were investigating the kidnapping, Smith's body was found on Reed Street near Irvington. Boyd has been charged with capital murder and now has a warrant out for his arrest. Records show police found a positive pregnancy test in his apartment with a note and an ultrasound picture. Smith was one of 5 children. Her mother describes her as the life of the family. With a big career ahead of her, she was an entrepreneur and going back to school to get her master's in criminal justice.
She was my daughter. She was a wonderful person. She did not deserve what happened to her. And my main concern...
Get money he owed her.
Okay, so as you see there, she basically revealed to the guy that she was dealing with that she was pregnant, and he was unhappy about it. She went to go meet up with him after, she got her ultrasound, and she told her people's listen, I'm going to be, meeting up with Quan, this and that. And once she went to go meet up with him, he put her in the back of his truck, and she was able to text her family to let them know that, he got me in the back of the truck. And, they at first thought that she was playing. Now, there was witnesses who witnessed this situation. And witness number 1 told homicide detectives once they were interviewed that they heard a man and a woman arguing on Reed Street while he was getting ready for work. He said he saw a man shoot the woman and then get in his truck and leave. Now, witness number 2 says that he told police he was driving on Reed Street when he saw a truck with the hazard lights on. He said he saw the man and a woman in the road arguing. The witness says as he was driving with his windows down, the woman asked him to call police. The witness said the man was holding a long gun, so he decided not to stop and kept driving. Now, those were the 2 witness accounts, and this is the woman who ended up losing her life behind this tragedy. And these are more photos of the beautiful young lady whose life ended way too soon and the Dusty who took her off of this earth. Now, when I posted this in my post, people in my comments on my Instagram, they were like, women need to stop, having babies for men who are adamant that they do not want the child. Now, we have to hold 2 people accountable. She's not accountable for her death. There's no reason in hell that he should have killed her. However, before that, what I'm saying is If you are engaged in intercourse and you are a man and you stick your peen in a woman, the possibility of a baby is very possible. Now, if you feel like you are that adamant to where you feel like you want to kill somebody, I think that you should not be sticking your wiener in anybody until you get your wiener snipped via vasectomy. Okay? I don't care if the woman said that she's on birth control. I don't care what. If you are that adamant that you don't want kids, number one, wear a condom. Number two, get a vasectomy. And that way you don't have to worry about it. But the fact that you are killing somebody when you know the outcome of sticking your wiener into a woman is crazy. Now, on the flip side, there are people who looked at it as, on her end and saying, if you knew adamantly that he didn't want a child, then they feel like she should have taken preventative measures. Now, they're both adults, and obviously, I'm sure the act of intercourse was consensual. So if he didn't want children, I feel like it was up to him to where if he felt that strongly that he wanted off somebody, then he should have did it, because whether he wanted the child or not, she could have raised the child on her own. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she made the decision to have the child, then she could make the decision also knowing that she knows that she's bringing life without him being involved, and she could have raised the child on her own. But if he's that adamant that he don't even want a child in this life period, handle what you need to handle and snip on your end. But what do you guys think about it? Again, this opened a dialogue on, back and forth of, women, people in the comments was like, women, if a guy tell you that he don't want to have a kid, take heed. And people were saying all kind of stuff. Go to my Instagram, you'll see the conversation that it was. But I feel like if we are consenting adults, people need to be accountable and understand what comes with it, period. Now, I don't know what it was in her case. I'm not going to put this on her. But ladies, if you are on, ladies and men, even if you are on some type of birth control and the girl tells you, I'm on the pill, I'm on birth control, I got the patch, I got the whatever, none of that stuff is 100%. So you need to also take preventative measures on your end if you don't want kids. Now, there was another situation that happened where a woman was leaving her baby shower in New York, and her ex, I believe, came and shot her. Well, there was another situation recently that happened in Philly where a person came and shot a woman as she was leaving her baby shower in Philly. So there was one instance that happened in New York, and then recently there was another instance that happened in Philly. Now, the situation that happened in Philly, people felt like it must have been the baby daddy. They felt like, for him to shoot her and gun her down, it had to be the baby daddy, blah, blah, blah. Somebody who probably did not want the child. Now, I don't know the details as the person is still at large, but either way, like, if you feel that vengeful, okay, to the point where you're gunning people down, then you need to take preventative measures for yourself. Like, period.
Is live at the scene. Dave, what are you learning?
Well, Dawn, this is absolutely gut-wrenching. We understand from police that this pregnant mother, was coming home from her own baby shower only to be shot and killed while bringing gifts into the house.
What happened? What happened? I just got a baby shower. What happened?
Okay, and this is a different story from the first. So I want you guys to know it's two separate incidents.
That is a friend of the victim rushing to the scene, telling police she just gave the baby shower for her friend, a 32-year-old woman, 7 months pregnant, who was shot in the head and stomach and killed, according to police. They also say her baby died as well. It happened around 8:30 p.m. on the 6100 block of Palmetto Street. Deputy Commissioner Christine Coulter of the police department talked about the increase in gun violence the city is seeing against women.
It seems to be turning the tide. Like years ago,
It was very, very rare to hear of a woman getting shot, and now it seems to be more and more prevalent. And, tragic when anybody gets shot, but in this instance, it's heartbreaking to know that both she and her baby didn't survive.
11 shell casings found at the scene. No weapon recovered. Police say they do not have any leads on the shooter so far. They're looking for surveillance video. The city moving very close to 500 homicides for the year so far. Back to
That is crazy. So I just wanted to talk about these two situations and, what is up with the increase in pregnant women being gunned down and murdered, and these stories that we're hearing of, the guy finds out that she's pregnant and kills her, or, this situation where we don't know the details of who the culprit was, because it could be a crazy ex, it could be a crazy ex's girlfriend, it could be anybody. But a lot of people, they pointed fingers at it possibly being the baby dad. But what is up with the spike in women being murdered while pregnant, like these last few months? Like, what is that all about? And why are we not holding ourselves accountable as far as taking preventative measures on the guy's end if he feels like he wants to kill somebody if they get pregnant? Like, why are y'all not taking the measures to do what you have to do to prevent that? I don't understand that. But y'all let me know what y'all think about it down below. What do you think the solution to it is? Let's talk about it. Now, if you guys don't know, I do have a website, however, and you can go to www.niqueatnight.com. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below, and let's talk about this, because this stories back to back to back is getting outrageous. Also, there was a story on the Neighborhood Talk where I believe like a mom had just witnessed her son being killed. And so her son was killed one day, and then she was visiting the spot where he was killed, and then they came back and they killed the mom. And it's like these types of stories, it's like, what is really going on? Now, I don't believe that, it's like this is sudden. I just feel like the way that we share information and media, we're hearing about stories more often. But this kind of stuff has been going on. But it's like, how do we get to alleviate some of the crime rate? It's crazy. I'm gonna show you this.
A 14-year-old boy shot at least a dozen times. His mother murdered in the same spot 2 days later. Right now, a grieving family is asking why. They spoke only to CBS Suzanne Lemonnier. She joins us now live. Good evening, Suzanne.
Brad, their loved ones say they have no idea why both of them were shot. They are in unimaginable pain right now, losing a mother and son just 2 days apart. And now, they are planning 2 funerals.
Can you imagine that? Like, you have a 14-year-old son who gets gunned down. You, as a mom, go to visit that spot to, just like try to make sense of this tragedy. And then you yourself is gunned down and killed as well, and leaving a family to bury 2 people within 2 days. Like, it's unimaginable, like the tragedies that a lot of these families are facing back to back.
Delisa Tucker and Kevin Tinker Jr.'s loved ones are in shock.
We need justice for Delisa and Kevin. That's all we want.
The mother of 6 was shot in the chest early this morning here on the 200 block of West 110th Place. She was visiting the spot where her son, Kevin Tinker Jr., was killed Sunday afternoon. The 14-year-old.
A 14-year-old boy shot at least a dozen.
Okay.
Was shot multiple times.
He didn't deserve it. He was a kid.
Tinker's father, Kevin Tinker Sr., says his son was walking home from a friend's house when he was shot.
Some violence found him. He was a good.
Good kid. He didn't gangbang. He played basketball, played on his phone a lot. He liked to play games. He was not a gangbanger at all. He stayed in the house most of the time with his little brothers and sisters.
Tucker leaves behind 5 children between the ages of 4 and 15. Her loved ones have set up a GoFundMe page for help with funeral expenses and to provide for.
Okay. So they set up a GoFundMe to help in this situation. And again, it's just all of these tragedies that I've seen within the last couple of weeks is just very, very, very unfortunate and sad. And, I just wanted to share those couple of stories and get your thoughts